Planning and Infrastructure Expo Conference 2025. Time now for panel 3, Fire Safety in Healthcare, Rethinking Infrastructure for Emergency. Moderator of this panel will be Preeti Tyagi, Head Marketing Business Development, Window Techs. May I request the panelists to join us on the stage. Atul Garg, Director, Delhi Fire Safety. Prashant Lonkar, Fire Advisor, Ministry of Home Affairs. R.C. Sharma, former Chief Advisor, Government of National Capital Territory of Delhi. Shubhangi Khandelwal, Director, Business Development, Window Techs. We have Dr. Sanjay Tomar, sir. Please give them a big round of applause, everyone. Now let's begin with the panel discussion 3.
Hello everyone, I am Preeti Tyagi and thank you Afsar ji for organizing such an informative and wonderful conference. और जैसा कि मुझे टीम ने already inform किया है कि we are running short of time, so I will try कि हम इस panel discussion को इतना informative और इतने short time में बनाएं कि we can have a fruitful discussion over here and we can provide the information that we want to provide to our audience. As we all know that the topic for this panel discussion, that is fire safety in healthcare, rethinking infrastructure for emergency, is as hot and situational as the weather of Delhi these days. Talking about fire safety in healthcare setting, it is not just about emergency response. It is about being prepared even before the fire starts. It is about building resilience from ground zero up. Now when we talk about hospital and healthcare infrastructure, basically people focus on sprinklers and fire alarms. But the need of the hour is to go beyond that. We have to think about such kind of infrastructures that can help in containing fire, protect patients and buy time. And this is where passive fire protection system plays a crucial role. So in today's panel discussion, we will try to bring out the design innovations and regulatory compliances that can help us in making hospitals fire resilient, not by chance, but by design. So I have this esteemed panel with me, and I would like to introduce my panel. I have Mr. Sanjay Tomar, Deputy Chief, Delhi Fire Services. Then Mr. Prashant Lonkar, Fire Advisor, DGFS, CDHG, MHA, sorry if I am wrong with the designation. Mr. R.C. Sharma, former Director, Delhi Fire Services, and Ms. Shubhangi Khandelwal, Director, Business Development. So I will start with Tomar sir. Tomar sir, based on your experience, what are the most common design flaws or oversights in hospital infrastructures that are leading to, major fires?
Good morning, everybody. The first and foremost causes of death in any building is due to the spread of smoke. We have seen many fires across India in which many people died. Like in 2011, we have got Amri Hospital fire in Kolkata where 95 people died, and those 95 included the hospital staff as well. And then again in Bhubaneswar, in some hospital, 20 people died. And in Delhi, fortunately, we didn't have any large number of deaths in case of hospital except one where 9 infants died because of the burning in a baby care center. So these number tells us that in case of Amri Hospital, Kolkata, fire started in the basement. And most of the people died where there was no fire actually. They died because of smoke inhalation and asphyxiation, and this speaks out the non-adherence to the fire compartmentation norm, because when you design a hospital, it should be compartmented well to prevent the egress of smoke and hot gases. And these smoke not only contains the harmful gases like carbon dioxide and nitrous oxide, it also has carbon monoxide in it, and which kills a person if you inhale more than 50 parts per million, and the exposure to death, carbon monoxide is more than 1 minute. Even if the patient is removed to air, it converts the hemoglobin in a blood to carboxyhemoglobin, which is very dangerous, and the chances of a revival of a patient is very much less. So when you design any hospital, you should think of the how to prevent smoke entering places where there is no fire. And first and foremost is the compartmentation or the design of a hospital should be as per the horizontal evacuation. We see that if there is a fire, so a hospital should be designed and compartmented with the help of the smoke check door, fire curtains, fire barriers, and in the facilities like AC ducts. And we have seen that many of these ducts where they are passing for services and they are penetrating the floors, they are penetrating the compartments. So all these openings are left open. So that is why whenever there is a fire, either it starts in the basement where you have plenty of combustible materials or many kinds of your gases or unwanted items. So fire generally starts from electrical circuits. We have come across from the various studies. It has been established that in most of the fires, the cause of fire is more than 60% to 70% cases. It is due to electricity. Either it will be electric short circuit or overloading or improper use of heating equipments. So you have to be very careful while designing, not only in designing, but after the hospital starts running, you have to plug in all these shafts, vertical or horizontal. You have to see that the fire compartmentation of your hospital is perfect. That is the one way of preserving lives. And you can shift from one zone to the other on the same floor, because there may be patient who will be having the, all these facilities like life support system along with them. So you have to plan it very carefully, and over a period of time, when hospital gets running and these openings are not being sealed properly, then if there is a fire, it is going to spread to whole of the building and cause trouble. This we have seen in many incidents. And not only in the recent cases, we have seen that in Delhi, there is the chances of fire occurring outside are getting into the hospital through these combustible advertisement boards, panels, because there is no law at present which prevents the use of the material that we are using. We have to be sure that all the types of construction material or the interior designing which we are doing in the hospital should be non-combustible material, which should not spread the fire in case if a fire occurs, and we should be able to restrict the fire in the place of its origin. That is very important. Thank you.
Sanjay sir, you have very well mentioned that how it is important to have proper compartmentation in hospitals, and how fire from outside can also impact the hospitals. And we have seen these major fires in recent years, like Kolkata fire that you have mentioned. So here, what I feel is government plays a very crucial role, and courts play a very crucial role. So my question is to Prashant sir. Prashant sir, what steps is the government taking to improve the fire safety rules for hospitals? And are there any recent new updates in the safety codes that we have?
Sir, thank you, Preeti. Very good morning to all of you. In fact, good afternoon to all of you. First of all, I would like to share with you, topmost government is very serious, very, very serious about the hospital safety issues. As you are aware, there are many more accidents is happening in countries, especially in hospitals. And hospitals is very critical place where vulnerable patients are there. They themselves cannot do help themselves. They are critically ill. So hazard and the risk is highest in any other occupancy what we can see. Now, especially from PMO, we have a direction to ensure fire safety in all hospitals. So for that, our directorate, Director of Fire Services, we are holding hospital safety workshop throughout the country. Recently, we have done it National Fire Service College, Nagpur. After that, with Delhi Fire Service, we had done with PSD Chambers of Commerce. And like that, we have industry partners, the corporate social responsibility. There are many more players. We are requesting them to organize hospital safety fire, a hospital safety awareness campaign. Now, with Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, we are also organizing workshops. Recently, we had been organizing a workshop which 20,000 doctors has been attended. Dr. Tomar was also there, one of the speaker, he was also there. And all the hospitals, government hospitals, they are been virtually एक seminar हमने किया है. उसके बाद में we have guided Ministry of Health and Family Welfare में उनको एक document हमें बना के दिया है, which the Secretary Ministry of Health and Family Welfare shared with all the hospitals in the country, where micro detailing of how hospital safety can be taken further is been elaborated. Apart from that, recently an international Dr. Ambedkar International Center में एक हमने senior hospital management का एक course किया है. We are repeatedly doing such training courses as National Fire Service College. Now what we are expecting, these are the policy level decisions and we are doing it from the top. Now what actually government wanted from people, the hospital healthcare facility people, how they can be roped in this all entire efforts. So I just wanted to share one example which I worked in COVID hospitals. I was a part of COVID hospital team that has been with DRDO then. And we have created, there are a number of hospitals we have created in country. A number of hospitals like Delhi, Rishikesh, Ahmedabad, Surat, then Varanasi, Guwahati, many places we created, and those are all were makeshift hospitals. We have created a 1,000-bed hospital facility near Dwarka, you might have seen that, and around 6,500 patients were treated there. And not a single fire accident has happened there. And to your surprise, somebody might have said because 1,000 bedded hospital where 500 bed was the ICU bed, because you know in Delhi that 2020 first phase, second phase में आपको hospital में patient के लिए bed नहीं मिलता था. It was very pretty, pretty in that sense. So, but the point I wanted to bring to you कि इतने बड़े hospital होने के बावजूद वहाँ पे एक भी ऐसी घटना नहीं हुई जो कि reported fire accident है. Whereas you can see there are many more, Dr. R.C. Sharma is the right person who can share. He has many more literature with him and an expert person in our country who has a vast study on this topic. तो छोटे hospitals में बहुत accidents हुए हैं. He has videos, I hope कि he could able to share with you. तो ऐसी घटनाएं हुई, बट क्यों नहीं हुआ? हमें इसको समझना चाहिए कि हमारा जो हॉस्पिटल सेफ्टी में, फायर सेफ्टी में सबसे पहली बात हमें ये जानना जरूरी है. वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस इज इम्पॉर्टेंट टू अस, इट कंसर्न्स टू अस एंड इट हैज रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी लाइज विथ मी. तो हमने 2-3 सुझाव बेसिकली दिए हैं, बिकॉज देर आर लॉट मेनी थिंग्स दैट कैन आई शेयर विद यू, बिकॉज लिमिटेड टाइम आई विल सम अप माई दिस आंसर विद दिस क्वेश्चन. तो इसको एक हमने कहा है कि इंटरनल ऑडिट का एक प्रोविजन होना चाहिए हर हॉस्पिटल में, जिसमें कि उसी के हॉस्पिटल के जो लोग हैं जो एक चेकलिस्ट फायर सर्विस के साथ आप साझा कर सकते हैं. एक चेकलिस्ट हमने शेयर की है मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ हाउसिंग एंड फैमिली वेलफेयर में, हमने एक चेकलिस्ट बना के दी है. दे हैव शेयर्ड इट विद ऑल द हॉस्पिटल्स. वो चेकलिस्ट इज एनीबडी कैन सी दैट एंड ही कैन वर्क ऑन दोज थिंग्स. एक इंटरनल जो आपका ऑडिट होना चाहिए एवरी मंथ, एवरी क्वार्टरली, इट हैड्स टू बी देयर. देयर शुड बी अ टीम, इंटरनल टीम विच दे कैन डिस्कस क्वार्टरली इश्यूज फायर सेफ्टी के डिस्कस होने चाहिए. एंड वॉट एवर द ऑब्जर्वेशंस, सीरियस ऑब्जर्वेशंस, that has to be reported to your top management. Like that, there should be external audit as per the periodicity, as per the bylaws of the state, 3 साल में, 5 साल में, and you should volunteer by yourself कि इसमें क्या कमी है. जैसे हमारा health checkup हम करते हैं, it is mandatory in government कि after certain time you have to check your health. तो उसी तरह से ये चीज़ें प्रोएक्टिव होकर हमें करना चाहिए. और मैं सोचता हूँ 100% अगर ये 2 ही चीज़ें अगर आपने कर दी तो देयर विल बी द 0 फायर एक्सीडेंट्स. जैसे MRI की बात हुई, 89 कैजुअलिटीज़ वहाँ पे हुए हैं. दीज आर ऑल बिकॉज ऑफ नॉट, वहाँ पे कोई फायर फाइटिंग इक्विपमेंट नहीं थे, सब कुछ थे. इनफैक्ट वाइस वर्सा, मैं ये आपको मेकशिफ्ट अरेंजमेंट का हॉस्पिटल हमने जितने बनाए थे उसमें कैन यू इमेजिन कितना हमने खर्चा किया था फायर सेफ्टी का? ओनली 4 lakhs पर मंथ. उसमें एक हमने फायर टेंडर हायर किया और बहुत सारे जो हमने वहाँ पे वॉलंटियर्स हायर किए. मतलब आई शुड नॉट से वॉलंटियर, दे वर पेड एंड दे वेर बीन ट्रेंड. एक छोटा सा ट्रेनिंग उनको दिया हमने कि क्या क्या आपको चेक करना है. हाउस कीपिंग की चेकलिस्ट बनाई है, इलेक्ट्रिकल की चेकलिस्ट बनाई है, एग्जिट डोर्स की चेकलिस्ट बनाई है, रूफटॉप की चेकलिस्ट बनाई है, वो पानी की, और फिर एक ट्रेनिंग का. तो वो कंटिन्यूअस, जैसे मैं भी उसमें जाता था, हर शिफ्ट में दे वेर बाउंड टू टेक मिनिमम 2 राउंड्स. तो इस तरह से 24 आवर्स में 6 राउंड होते थे. तो जो भी कोई डेविएशन होता था, कुछ भी होता था, वो पता चल जाता था, उसी को रेक्टिफाई करते थे. बिकॉज देयर वॉज अ थॉट कि हमें कई जगह पे ऐसे मेकशिफ्ट अरेंजमेंट हुए जिसमें 1-2 करोड़ का इन्वेस्टमेंट हुआ. तो दे सेड कि इतना हमको भी करना चाहिए. और मनी वॉज नॉट अ प्रॉब्लम देन दैट टाइम. एवरीथिंग जैसे आप बोलो और हो जाता था. बट आई सेड कि व्हाट यू वांटेड टू फाइट हॉस्पिटल फायर हियर इन कॉलेज हॉस्पिटल, और यू वांटेड टू मेक इट सेफर, देयर शुड बी नो फायर. तो आंसर वॉज डेफिनेटली देयर शुड बी नो फायर. तो हमने इसमें प्रिवेंटिव मेजर्स पे जोर दिया. हमने प्रिवेंटिव मेजर्स पे जोर दिया, लोगों की अवेयरनेस बढ़ाई. हर जगह पे 10-10 मिनट की ट्रेनिंग करें. यू आर नॉट रिक्वायर्ड टू हैव अ फुल डे वर्कशॉप बिकॉज डॉक्टर्स, यू आर ऑल अवेयर हाउ बिजी दे आर. दे डोंट हैव टाइम फॉर देयर किड्स ऑल्सो. मतलब वेरी सैड पार्ट ऑफ इट, बट दिस इज अ फैक्ट. तो हमने 10-10 मिनट के कैप्सूल कोर्सेज बनाई है, जाके पटक से उनको 10 मिनट में चीज़ें ब्रीफ कर दिया. तो इस तरह से हमने लोगों की अवेयरनेस बढ़ाई, लोगों को रिस्पॉन्सिबल बनाया कि यू आर रिस्पॉन्सिबल, क्या करना है. तो ये अगर आप अपने हॉस्पिटल में जहाँ भी आप करते हैं, तो आई विल गारंटी यू कि देयर विल बी नो एक्सीडेंट इन हॉस्पिटल. थैंक यू.
Thank you, Prashant sir. You have beautifully explained how government is taking all the initiatives to make people aware about the new guidelines and how we can, make the hospital safe. But here, from R.C. Sharma sir, I would like to know how hospital fire safety has improved over the years and what still we need to do.
Good afternoon, everyone. Well, I like to share only my experiences, whatever I have seen during my long service in the operational department, including 23 years with the Delhi Fire Service. I happen to be heading the Upar Fire Cinema incident, where we tried to rescue a lot of people, 100 plus, but 59 of them succumbed to the smoke inhalation. And we talk about the energy saving, sustainability, everything, but we are not really looking into the factors which can really do something on the fire safety as well. HVAC is one of the important factors in the hospital industry. And we are talking about infection spread to control that. That is the main idea, probably, criteria. But if we club in case of fire, there is going to be smoke. And then we need a smoke venting. If we can club these things together and we can make use the same ductings, and probably we have to make certain arrangements in the maybe HUs, diverting the airflow and all that. Maybe reversing the direction of the fan, whatever it could be, can be done in many ways. So we are not exploring the use of that particular thing for the dual purpose, and probably then it can be more effective. In fact, I see physically, seen many hospitals also, we are not really looking or taking care of the smoke venting in case of fire. And Mr. Sanjay Tomar mentioned, 95% of people, they died because of smoke only. AMRA hospital, Upar Cinema, everybody died. Upar Cinema, if it was a centrally air-conditioned building, if the windows behind the balcony in the foyer of the cinema, if they were openable, I think so many people might not have died. if not all, many of them would have survived. Because the smoke could not go out, the system was there in the cinema hall inside also. Fire was outside the cinema hall and at the still floor, but then people died on the upper floor. So reason again the smoke, ventilation, smoke management, whatever you call it. Next thing is cause of fire, identifying that. Now most of the things, as again Mr. Tomar mentions, about more than 2/3 of the incident, they originate from electrical origin. So electricity, what we are doing for that? We have I got a small 3 minutes CCTV footage of Sayaji Hospital in Vadodara. Well, that shows everything. I think this is one of the best educational aid for anybody in a hospital, for the people who are taking care of the services, for electrical equipment, electrical safety, providing the services, number of required switches and all that, and evacuation plan, how to evacuate, the role and responsibility of everybody in a hospital. It's just a 3 minute out of that 1 and 80 seconds is the fire incident. So something I think you can just see that. But only thing is preventing the fires. Are we doing enough for that? How many ventilator machines caught fire? There was a problem, short circuit, that was the CCTV footage is showing that. Why the thing did not trip? MCB, we are talking about electrical safety. Why every such equipment is not having an independent MCB? If we have got 5 machines and 5 amperes each, and we put 25 amperes MCB there, it is not going to work. So now that is another area we are not serious about that particular thing. Evacuation plan, again, last thing, because the time is the constraint. See, hospital evacuation is not possible. It is not really possible. You can see that, again, CCTV footage in 3 minutes. How much effort is required to shift the patients who are immobile or who may be on the life-saving systems. We cannot evacuate a hospital. Now, it comes to only that you have certain built-in facilities in a hospital. You shift them from that particular room which is involved in fire to the other side of the hospital, which is comparatively safe. So now this is something has to be built into a hospital. Codes are there, they are trying to implement everything, but new buildings, we are doing it, but old buildings, I tell you, I've been to many hospitals in Delhi. I go for maybe somebody's treatment or checkup with this thing. The hospitals, private hospitals which are in the government panel, and I find that things are very, very bad, extremely bad. Something goes wrong. I don't know, same we can say, we can see the same AMRA things happening there also. But thing is, so long nothing happens, we are all happy. So we are not really doing much. Whatever research R&D is happening, it is there in the different pockets. It is not being discussed at the right level. The engineers, we have got people from, just last thing I would like to say is, we had people from some of the panel manufacturers and they're taking care of a lot of fire safety and all that. But then, there is we cannot use any fire extinguisher on a panel which is on fire, because the extinguishing media cannot go inside the panel. So if you get 20 extinguisher or 50 extinguisher or big extinguisher, how it is going to be useful to us? No, not at all. So there are many things we have to just relook those things, and probably built-in safety and everything has to be a part of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, RC sir. You have very well mentioned that evacuation in hospitals is the toughest task. So it is preparedness, that is before fire, that can actually help hospitals. And also government is playing a very crucial role in making people aware. But now I have a question from Shubhangi. She is Director Operation Windotex, and Windotex is into passive fire protection system. So Shubhangi, as a solution provider, what is your observation when you go to the hospitals? How much healthcare system and healthcare people are aware of these solutions, and what kind of laws are there?
Hello. Yeah. Thank you so much for your question, Preeti. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Shubhangi Khandelwal. I'm the Director of Business Development at Windotex. Thank you so much for this platform, and I'm very glad that we are talking here. And Sir, rightly, Mr. Sharma right now explained to all of us the importance of evacuation. Even Tomar sir was explaining to us that it is extremely important that passive fire regulations are followed. And Prashant sir told us that it is possible if executed and planned correctly. Adding on to this, I feel currently in hospitals, people are not really focusing on passive fire solutions. Active fire, where fire hydrants, sprinkler systems, etc., they are being used. But for passive fire, where fire curtains and fire doors should be used and to be up to be regulation, are not being used. And many a times, because of currently the small legislation gap that is there in terms of the standards and awareness between people in the purchase departments in hospitals and also like fire check consultants there, there's a problem as the right product is not being used. Even if there is the space to use the product, the right product is not being used. People are not paying attention to the certifications and they are only trying to look for cheap solutions which will help them get fire NOCs and not actually make sure that the systems are operating nicely in the hospital system. They are integrated with the IBMS solutions that are there to make sure that there is a complete proper evacuation plan in space. What fire curtains and fire doors are supposed to do is they're supposed to help us make this evacuation plan, streamline it. The current problem is that when a fire is going to happen, no one is going to actually take a fire extinguisher and extinguish that fire. Everyone in that system, especially patients, will try and find a way to escape that place. The only way that escape can be done correctly is if there are illuminated signage. When the fire curtain is deployed or the fire door is there, they know how to use that product and there are regular drills happening of the product. Not just that, all the purchase people and consultants should make sure that they are only using and prescribing brands that have the certifications which prove their credentials, that their product is suitable for such spaces and where and how it should be used. All of these things, once they all come in play, where we are filling the legislation gap, where we are filling the awareness gap, where we are filling the gap for a good product in the market, is only when our hospitals will be completely safe and patients would be evacuated without such like disasters happening where 95 people are dying, sir said, and little children in like PICUs are facing all of these problems, and we should make sure that we are doing this in exactly this way.
Shubhangi has clearly mentioned that there is some gap. Because of that, hospital safety when it comes to fire, it becomes difficult. So, especially when it comes to passive fire protection. So, my last question to all the panelists, all the together is, how can hospital, fire departments and companies like WindowTex can work together to make these hospitals and healthcare infrastructure safe when it comes to fire risk?
See, when we talk about passive fire safety, it has to be built into the system. Like you have got active things, they come in operation when something happens. Passive doesn't allow that to spread fire. So minimum use of the material which are likely to burn in case of fire. And we cannot avoid it everything, but then we take precaution wherever it is feasible. Next thing is avoiding the segregating the things. Passive measure most important is that you segregate the things which are likely to be hazardous to us. Like in Upar, if the cinema was, the transformer was within the center of your still parking, then probably that created the problem. It was on the side of the wall, opening outside, nothing would have happened to the cinema hall. Now placing the things which are hazardous in such an area and segregate them. Now you have got a ward above a store or above maybe air conditioning plant. Now you have to plan your things. I mean, this is a part of the practice being followed. But when we see from the fire safety angle, it becomes more relevant. So things are to be planned in a manner that if there is a need to evacuate, how much that requirement will be there? Do we have enough resources there? So we have to plan everything accordingly. So passive measures are very necessary in that. Natural ventilation is one of the things. If it is built into the system, openable windows across, well, I can say something, it may look very odd. If AMRA hospital, centrally air conditioned, if it was having openable windows, it was a normal hospital, so many people would not have died. Now, I consider, because I've seen this happening, I've seen this Vigyan Bhavan fire, I was there. Fire was in one hall and smoke went to the main hall. After 7 hours of hot gases transferring into the main hall, the burning ceiling came down and this main hall was burned. Now, I've seen that thing crossing from one side to other. So compartmentation, segregation of the flow of smoke or heat from one part to the other. So If smoke is crossing in all the areas vertically, horizontally, that is the problem. So compartmentation is one of the most important factor, which is a, you can say, passive arrangement. It's the most important. Thank you.
Shubhangi wants to.
I will, what the sir has told, compartmentation is very much important. And what Shubhangi was mentioning, that fire curtains and all, you can use these things to compartment and segregate the hazard. But I would like to add again one thing, कि whenever doing your fire safety का ये जो आपका passive fire protection में आप काम करते हैं, तो you should identify your hazard. जहाँ भी आप है, you should know कि कहाँ पे आपका hazard है, electrical panels कहाँ पे है, meters कहाँ पे है, DG set कहाँ पे है, कहाँ पे वायरिंग्स ज़्यादा है, कहाँ पे केबल है, कहाँ पे बैटरी बैंक एरिया है, कहाँ पे आपके केमिकल स्टोरेज है, कहाँ पे ऑक्सीजन सिलेंडर की पाइपलाइन जा रही है. यू शुड नो योर हजार्ड. इफ़ यू नो योर हजार्ड्स, देन उसके बाद में सेकंड स्टेप कम, आइदर यू कैन एलिमिनेट. अगर आपको पता चला ये खतरा है एंड इट इज़ अननेसेसरी, इट इज़ नॉट अ पार्ट ऑफ प्रोसेस, आपको उसकी आवश्यकता नहीं है रेगुलर में, तो उसको अवॉइड करिए, उसको रिमूव करिए. अगर आप रिमूव नहीं कर सकते हैं तो उसको रिड्यूस करिए. क्या इतने केमिकल है आपके पास में, तो इतना केमिकल पेट्रोल अगर है यूज़ करने के लिए, तो क्या इतनी आवश्यकता है? जैसे लेबॉर्ट्रीज में पेट्रोल की आवश्यकता होती है एक्सपेरिमेंट में, उसको चाहिए 100 ml 200 ml. आप पता चला कि कंपनी के पास पैसे 200 लीटर का ड्राम भरा हुआ है. तो हमें ये पता होना चाहिए कि पहले तो रिड्यूस करिए, रिमूव करिए हजार्ड को. नहीं होता है तो उसको रिड्यूस करिए कि कितनी आपकी आवश्यकता है, कितना स्टैंड बाय होना चाहिए. रिमूव, रिड्यूस. और उसके बाद भी अगर आप ऐसी जगह है, जैसे मान लीजिए आप मतलब जैसे ट्रैवल करते हैं हम लोग, तो यू नो ट्रैवल है, खतरा है, तो यू यूर हेलमेट एंड ऑल द सेफ्टी गियर्स एंड ऑल दिस थिंग्स. तो फिर तीसरी बात आती है कि उस पर एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव कंट्रोल लगाइए. जो भी आपके हजार्ड है, आपका एसी है, डैम्पर्स है, एसी जो है, एयर कंडीशनिंग में जो हम डैम्पर्स की बात करते हैं, जैसे MRI फायर में अगर डैम्पर्स अगर काम कर रहे होते हैं तो एक विशिष्ट टेम्परेचर पे डैम्पर क्लोज हो जाता है और स्मोक ट्रैवल नहीं करता. विज्ञान भवन में बात हुई है, डैम्पर अगर ठीक काम करता तो वो क्लोज हो जाता और जो हॉट एयर्स जो है सर्कुलेट नहीं होती. तो ये जो चीज़ें हैं, जो विंडो होती है वहाँ पे फसाड था MRI में, तो फसाड हो रहा, विंडो नहीं थी. तो ये चीज़ें क्या है, इस पर एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव कंट्रोल लेनी है. उस पर क्या है, आपको स्टैंडर्ड ऑपरेटिंग प्रोसीजर बनानी है. जो भी आपके लोग हैं, दे शुड गो एंड चेक ऑल दोज हजार्ड्स एवरी डे, है ना, कि उसको चेक करना है आपके पास कि ये सही है नहीं है, व्हाट एल्स इज रिक्वायर्ड, व्हाट नॉट रिक्वायर्ड, और थिंग्स आर गोइंग राइट वे और रॉन्ग वे. तो वो आपका जो खतरा है वो यू आर कंट्रोल. जैसे हम इंडस्ट्री की बात करते हैं, आई वर्क इन इंडस्ट्री ऑल्सो. इंडस्ट्री में इतनी सारी हजार्ड्स होते हैं, रिफाइनरीज में जाओ आप, क्या नहीं है, बट कभी आपने सुना है वहाँ एक्सीडेंट नहीं होता? वहाँ एक्सीडेंट नहीं होता है बिकॉज प्लांट डू चेक. ये PDCA साइकिल वो यूज़ करते हैं, रिकॉर्ड, रिमूव, रिड्यूस, एलिमिनेट एंड देन यूर उसके एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव कंट्रोल. जैसे आपकी हेल्थ का भी आप मॉनिटर करते हैं, इट इज़ सिमिलर टू योर हेल्थ. तो आप कैसे करते हैं, कुछ चीज़ें अगर इफ़ यू आर ईटिंग जंक फूड तो यू अवॉइड इट, रिड्यूस इट, और कुछ इसेंशियल चीज़ें वो आप रखते हैं, फिर एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव कंट्रोल करते हैं, आप हेल्थ चेकअप करते हैं. तो उससे आपको पता चलता है कि वेयर योर गाड़ी इज़ गोइंग. तो ये एक बात है. उसके बाद में आपको ये पता होना चाहिए कि आपके लोग कहाँ पे है, वेयर पीपल आर एट हजार्ड, रिस्क पे कहाँ है, आपके विजिटर्स कितने आ रहे हैं, कौन कहाँ पे है, आइसोलेटेड एरिया में कोई है, टेरेस पे कोई काम कर रहा है, कोई मेंटेनेंस वाले है. तो यू शुड, हॉस्पिटल मैनेजमेंट्स हु आर एक्चुअली देयर, दे शुड नो कि लोग कहाँ कहाँ पे होते हैं, कहाँ पे. ऐसा ना हो कि ऐसी आग की दुर्घटना घटी और हमें पता ही नहीं कि वो लोग टेरेस पे है और गए. तो हमें पता होना चाहिए कि वहाँ पे भी लोग होते हैं. तो दैट एक इंसाइट चाहिए, एक आपकी प्रोसीजर में ये चीज़ें आनी चाहिए कि इस तरह की चीज़ें होती है. देन जो है कि हम उसको सेफ्टी इंस्पेक्शन बोलते हैं. मतलब आप इन चीज़ों को रिकॉर्ड करिए, इसमें अगर कोई लैकुना मिलता है उसको इम्प्लीमेंट करिए, उसकी जो शॉर्टकमिंग्स है वो आपकी टॉप मैनेजमेंट को बताइए. और टॉप मैनेजमेंट शुड इंश्योर कि दे शुड इन्वेस्ट सम एटलीस्ट 10 minutes of 15 minutes ऑफ टाइम विद इन अ क्वार्टर. 4 महीने में 10 मिनट कोई भी निकाल सकता है. तो इतना टाइम वो निकाले तो अपने आप ये सारे एक्सीडेंट्स जो है वो कम हो जाएंगे. थैंक यू.
सर ने बिल्कुल सही कहा है. एंड आई फील द मेन थिंग दैट आई वांट टू टेक अवे फ्रॉम दिस इज कि देयर मस्ट बी अ प्रेजेंस ऑफ माइंड that is being used while we are incorporating these elements in our design. हमें देखना चाहिए कि हमें फायर डोर का इस्तेमाल करना है या फायर कर्टन का इस्तेमाल करना है. जो लंबे कॉरिडोर्स हैं where we are restricting stretcher movement, in spaces like this we should see what would be the right solution. If we should use a fire rated glass in a lobby, or how do we need to place these things? Because while we should eliminate and reduce, there are some services we just simply cannot. So for those services and for those spaces, we should come up with these plans which are completely foolproof, where we are using the right product which has been tested in certified labs, where an ISO standard is being used. Because in the National Building Code, currently we don't have some standards for fire curtains and some things for glasses. So we should make sure and we should take a note that the product that we are using is the right product in the right space, and we are making sure that we are not choosing to compromise at all in terms of budget for fire safety, because it is the most important thing in any building.
I'll just add up some few points, because when we talk about the fire safety is not a one thing. We have spoken many things. You have to invest in fire safety. As far as hospitals and nursing homes are concerned, you will be surprised to know that in Delhi, if we talk about the statistics, the high-rise building in which we see that there is a more risk and we have many safety norms for high-rise building, the number of people dying or getting injuries in cases of fire is none. Or number of fire incident in high-rise building is less than 1% in the whole of Delhi, in which we receive more than 30,000 calls per annum. So what does it mean? It means that the buildings which are adhering to fire safety norms, the number of chances of occurring fire is less than 1%, number one. From the last many years, if we have conducted a study and want to find out the causes and the number of occupancies in which the number of deaths are occurring or fires are occurring. All those buildings which are less than 15 meter in height, or all those buildings which you have converted, suppose you had one residence, now you have started a nursing home with 4 beds, now your business grows in that, now you converted your nursing home to a hospital with more than 50 beds. Now what you are doing? You are just not adhering to any of the safety norms which we spoke. Because by converting a residence, you have not provided, because generally nursing homes or residence we have got one staircase, and that is 1 meter or 1.5 meter wide. The requirement for the code since 1983 for hospitals is the 2 meter wide staircase, 2.4 meter wide corridors, and then you must have the alternate exit. In none of the nursing homes which I am talking about, in Delhi we have got more than 1,000 nursing homes, and more than 700 or 900 are not adhering to. So you have to invest in safety. You are earning from that property, but you are not investing. Seriously, you are not investing in safety, because safety you have to purchase. You have to invest in safety. And that comes from the back of your mind. If you are the management thinks that, yes, life is precious, then you have to invest safety, and then you have to find solution. Because in the existing structure, you can't have 2 meter wide staircase, you can't have the corridor, you can't adopt the practice which I spoke, the horizontal evacuation. Then in that building, what you can do, you can enhance the safety in that premises by adopting the compartmentation, by providing fire dampers, by avoiding all that things which creates a fire. And from the study we know in a premises how a fire starts. Majority of it comes from the electric origin. There are many causes of electrical fire, not only short circuit. There are many. We can prevent all these 70-80% fires in our premises or a building by adopting what causes fire. Number 2, bad housekeeping. 15 to 20% causes of fire comes from the bad housekeeping, because you are generally storing unwanted stores, you are blocking the alternate exits. So I can say the bad housekeeping also plays a very important role in creating and obstructing the evacuation and spreading of the smoke or fire, because everywhere you will find that lot of combustible material, lot of waste material you will find everywhere. So by adopting two practices, you can avoid 95% of chances of outbreak of fire in any building, not only the nursing homes. So that is very important. And third one is the commitment. Commitment to provide safety, not only to the occupier, not only to the patients, but to yourself. Because as I spoke, the Amri fire, out of those 95, many people who were belonging to hospital administrations were died in that accident. It is not only the death of the patient, not only who are coming to your hospital for diagnosis or treatment. It is your own life. It is the life of your staff as well. So pay some heed to the concept of safety, because it starts from the design, then implementation, then practice also, because over a period of time we ignore safety. पहले तो बहुत अच्छा बना लेते हैं, बाद में जैसे जैसे मेरी रिक्वायरमेंट बढ़ती जाती है मैं सेफ्टी के साथ प्ले करने लगता हूँ. जब जिस दिन फायर हो जाती है तो मैं उसके लिए ना प्रिपेयर्ड होता हूँ और ना मैंने कभी सोचा होता है, बिकॉज हर एक आदमी ये सोचता है कि मेरे घर में कभी आग नहीं लगेगी, और जब लग जाती है तो उसको ये भी नहीं पता होता मुझे करना क्या है. तो अगर ये दो चीज़ें आप ध्यान रखेंगे तो आई थिंक वी कैन प्रोवाइड सेफ्टी टू ऑल द ऑक्यूपेंट एज वेल एज दी in any of the building. I'm not talking about the hospital, but safety आपको मेट्रो में भी चाहिए, सेफ्टी आपको ट्रैवल करते हुए CNG बस में भी चाहिए, सेफ्टी आपको ध्यान आपको हर जगह रिक्वायर्ड है, बिकॉज वी आर सराउंडेड बाय हजार्ड्स एवरीवेयर. इट इज़ नॉट ओनली द हॉस्पिटल, इट इज़ द बिल्डिंग in which we are our time we spend more than 8 hours to 10 hours in a hospital building or a office or a residence में तो हम रात को सोने के लिए जाते हैं. पूरा दिन तो हम ना कहीं ट्रैवल कर रहे होते हैं, और वो सब हजार्डस. थैंक यू वेरी मच. देखिए मैंने अभी 4 आपको बेसिक स्तंभ बताए थे. डिजाइन, नहीं प्रैक्टिकल, एवरीथिंग इज पॉसिबल. ऐसा नहीं है कि नहीं है प्रैक्टिकेबिलिटी में. देखिए मैंने आपको बताया कि जब आप हज़ार्ड बताते हैं, जैसा कि लोनकर साहब बता रहे थे कि हज़ार्ड के साथ में मैं रिस्क को कैसे कम कर सकता हूँ. पहली चीज़ तो इन्होंने बता दी सारी सिलसिलेवार. दूसरी चीज़ है कि अगर आपको पता है, अगर आप एक CNG बस में ट्रैवल कर रहे हैं तो कोई बाहर का आदमी थोड़ी ना बताएगा कि अगर CNG बस में गैस लीक कर गई तो आप बैठे रहोगे क्या अंदर. आई हैव सीन CNG बस में लीक कर गई है, आई वॉज जस्ट पासिंग आउट, अगर किसी ने वहाँ चिंगारी छोड़ दी तो सारे के सारे मरेंगे विद इन अ सेकेंड. एंड लॉट ऑफ केसेस हैज हैपेंड. वो आपको टाइम नहीं देगा. तो इट इज़ योर ड्यूटी टू अंडरस्टैंड इन व्हिच हज़ार्ड आई एम एक्सपोज टू एंड व्हाट आई कैन डू टू अवॉइड दैट रिस्क ऑफ गेटिंग माई सेल्फ इंजर्ड और एक्सपोजिंग टू डेथ.
One thing, I tend to agree with what you say is, see, many times we try to do the drills as a show. We call fire brigade, they bring the fire tenders, the ladders, and they do rescue and all that. I don't agree with that. That's not at all relevant. You do the drills with the facilities available in your hospital. You see that if there is a fire in a particular area, what are facilities you are having there? Are the people really aware of that? We are talking about drills or evacuation. Do we know how many people are there to be evacuated? How many people you need to do evacuation? You conduct a realistic drill in one of the days on a dummy, and you say that 10 dummy patients on the bed, they are to be evacuated. How many people you need? So we never do these type of realistic drills. What we do is, something is done, we take a photograph, we create some smoke and somebody using the ladder or something is evacuated from a hospital. You cannot do that, sir. We don't expect people to be evacuated by a rope or a ladder or fire tender, because it takes time for the fire tender to be informed, getting to the hospital, putting them in operation, it's a very huge time consumption, this thing. So unless you have built-in facilities to evacuate, Tomar has mentioned that built-in facilities and means of escape have to be smoke-free. How you do it? Then it depends upon the building design, what you have tried to create there. Natural ventilation is much better from that angle. But if it is a centrally air-conditioned building, glass facade building, we are talking too much on that. They looks very nice. They may be saving a lot of energy. But then, are we really taking care of the smoke venting in case of fire? Perhaps not. Our code says that every 10 meters we have a 1 square meter openable window. Well, that is not going to help. Who is going to be there to open that? If you said office building, huge office building, in the night there is a fire. Do we expect somebody to be there and open it? No, nobody is there. Then how you manage things? Same way you have to take a hospital for that purpose, then you have to think about a hospital, what can happen, and then what is your problem in your hand? Can we deal it? This is we are not doing it realistically. If you try to create a drill normally in a normal building, everybody is okay, you come down, at least you evacuate. Could everybody get information there is a fire? Could we communicate to them? Could everybody listen to that? Well, these are the basic things probably. Yes, I think there is a sense what you call on that, you are saying.
We are running short of time, so I think we have to put this panel discussion on rest. But yes, I would like to sum up the panel discussion with the key points that first is investment is required where? In planning, in awareness, in preparation, in putting right type of systems and controls and administrative control that we actually require to make our healthcare infrastructure and hospitals fire safe. Thank you so much, and thank you so much all the panelists for joining me.
Thank you, panel, for the insightful session. Now I would like to invite Mr. Afzal Kamal and A.R. Shamit Manchanda, Chief Healthcare Architect, Manchanda Associates, to facilitate the panel. Atul Garg, Director, Delhi Fire Safety. Mr. Sanjay Tomar, Delhi Fire Safety. Prashant Lonkar, Fire Advisor, Ministry of Home Affairs. R.C. Sharma, former Chief Advisor Officer, Government of National Capital Territory of Delhi. Give them a big round of applause, everyone. Shubhangi Khandelwal, Director, Business Development, Window Techs. Preeti Tyagi, Head Marketing and Business Development, Window Techs. Now it's time for a group photograph.